Baby, you are the one.
Hey guys, it's Gizele and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a different video and I'm hoping you guys will like this upcoming series because I want to get more into these videos because I created like this new hobby of mine to read books. If you're new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe and also give it a thumbs up. Hit the bell for post notifications to get notified every time I post, and make sure to follow my socials on the description down below. Let's just get started. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about books that I read in 2022. And I used to not read books very often, but now I read books very often. I'm currently reading a book and I will be telling you guys about that book as well at the end of the video. If you guys want to see when I post like a new book that I'm reading, you guys should definitely check my Instagram because on my Instagram, I have a little tab that has the books I'm currently reading or the books I recommend or my overall rating of each book that I show on social media. I'm going to state the author, the genre, and also the description on Goodreads and my description on Instagram. So that's what I'm going to do. The book that I will be talking about is a book that I actually was supposed to read in the first grade, but I didn't because I wasn't really a bookworm at the time. So once I found it on my shelves, I was like, dang, why not read it? So the book that I actually got or like read is actually a series. I don't know if I'm gonna continue it. I think this is the second book in the series. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna continue the series because it's a first grade book, but honestly I don't care. I might just do it. It's Jackie Haha My Life is a Joke by James Patterson. This book cover is so pretty. I'm like, oh my god. My rating was kind of off. Like, I don't know, honestly. It's a good book. It's a good fast book. Like, it's literally 342 pages, which you might go like, Giselle, really? Like 200 pages is good enough? Like, no. Look at the writing on it. It's so spaced out and it's so big. Like, you're gonna get through this book in easy peasy, but other books have tiny lettering, so I just think this is an easier, fast-paced book. The overall rating is 4.5 stars on Goodreads, and my rating was 4 stars because it was such a good book, but it wasn't giving me like the excitement to read it again and again and again. The genre is graphic novel fiction, secondary book in the Jackie Haha series. Jackie Hart has found a hidden talent for the theater performing. She wants nothing to do more than act and sing all summer, but her parents have other plans for her. Jackie reluctantly signs up for a summer job in a resort town of Seaside Heights, New Jersey, where tourists come to enjoy the beach and fun carnival atmosphere. So it's a little cute summer book that I recommend to read in the summer. But besides that, I also recommend this book to like little kids. This book is not only pretty, but this has to be like, this boy in this book is my boyfriend. Like I really want this guy in this book to be my boyfriend because he is so beautiful and so caring, and just this is why fiction books and KJ dramas really get to me, because these people do not exist, or they're just hidden somewhere in the world that I haven't found my person yet. The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. The cover of it is so beautiful, and I'm gonna read the back. Can you plan happiness? It's been a year since Paige's boyfriend died in a swimming pool accident, and it is time to rejoin the real world. So she makes a plan. Number 1, date a boy. Long-standing crush Ryan Chase seems like the perfect choice. Number 2, attend parties with best friends by your side. Doable. Number 3, join a club. Simple enough, right? 4, travel. Might as well dream big. 5, swim. Terrifying, impossible. But when she meets Ryan's sweet but nerdy cousin Max, Paige plans in throwing a serious loop. Can she face her fears and open herself to life and love again? My overall view on it. So I gave this a 5-star read because I love this book. The characters are good. There's 2 characters I really don't have the mindset for, but they're overall the 4 main characters which is Paige, Paige's best friend. Ryan, Chase, and Max are the real characters that I really care for. Genre is young adult fiction. Main characters are Paige, Tessa, Chase, and Max. So her name is Tessa, Paige's best friend. I want a boyfriend like Max. He is so sweet and nerdy. A young girl struggling to come to terms with her death of her ex-boyfriend, trying to learn to live again. Friendships blossoming, unexpected first love. Max is just so, oh my god, 5-star read if you're looking for something sweet. And also I had to relate to this book so much. Like when I got it at Barnes & Noble, I read the backing and I was like, it just shows her progress and also her mindset to deal with that. So I just feel like I could really relate to this character, besides all the love, like the crush romance. Like I can't relate to that. Besides that, everything else I can relate to. But I love this book. Beautiful cover, beautiful book overall. 5.5 stars. 5 stars. Next book is a book that my dad actually recommended me to read. He has a whole bookshelf dedicated to the books he's read, but his books are literally so gorgeous, or like they're either gorgeous or either beaten up, or like they're books that I want to be able to read, like all of them. Like I want to be able to read all of them before I pass, because honestly he has such good books that he's almost read actually all of them. He's the biggest bookworm I've ever met, so he recommended me this book, and this book is called The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. So this is a New York Times best-selling author. Honestly, I agree, because this book was so, it had me crying. It had me crying because I'm such an emotional person, but I'm like, oh my god, like what? Oh my god, let me read it. Okay. Eddie is a grizzled war veteran who feels trapped in the toil of his father before him, fixing rides at Seaside Amusement Park. As the park has changed over the years from loop-de-loop to the pip-line plunge, so too has Eddie has changed. From optimistic youth of an embittered old age, his days of a dull routine of work, loneliness, and regret. Then his 83rd birthday, Eddie dies in a tragic accident trying to save a little girl from a falling car. With the final breath, he feels 2 small hands and then nothing. His weakness in the afterlife, where he learns that heaven is not a lush garden Eden, but a place where your earthly life is explained to you, but 5 people who were in it. These people may have been loved ones or distant strangers, yet each of them changed your path forever. One by one, Eddie's 5 people illuminate the unseen connections of earthly life. As the story builds into a sudden conclusion, Eddie desperately seeks redemption and still unknown the last act of his life. What is a heroic sentence of a devastating failure? The answer, which comes from the most unlikely of the source, is a magical, inspirational glimpse of heaven itself. This book got me, man. The overall rating on Goodreads, oh my god, I agree. Okay, oh my god, I don't agree. Okay, on Goodreads it was rated 4 stars. I disagree. I rate this book, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, 5 stars. This book was such a life-changing book for me. Like I started crying, I started thinking stuff over and over and over again. It just got you thinking. So genre is a novel, philosophical fiction. Eddie, the main character, gets killed in an amusement park accident where he works as a mechanic. He was sent to heaven, where 5 people who had a significant impact on him while he was alive. Life-changing book, made me cry near the end and frustrated too as well. LOL. 5 stars. It did make me frustrated. It almost got me a migraine because I got super upset at some characters. Eddie had a hard life. Like, it's not even funny. And he's such a good man, and the 5 people he meets in heaven all show him that he was a different perspective in their lives. But it got me so sad and so frustrated at some characters in this book, and I just wanted to hug Eddie and just wanted to like you know those people that you just want to put in a bubble because you don't want nothing to happen to, because their perspective on life is so enlightening and so not true, but you want to keep it right. This is Eddie. So I gave it 5 stars because I loved it so much. The next book is also a book that actually, this is a funny story. So the book that I read next was The Business of Secrets of Drug Dealing, Almost a True Account by Matt Tabby and an Anonymous. So the Anonymous is actually a biography about this Anonymous of the secrets of drug dealing. So this book was actually not my dad's. It was placed in my dad's library, but it was actually the people who used to live here. They were an older couple and we actually got to meet them before we moved into this house. But he actually ordered this book before he moved out, and it came literally a few months after, and I was like, what kind of book, what kind of like book service does that? Like, I would get so upset. That's how much I love books. But yeah, found this book on our doorstep, ended up keeping it. We asked the guy if he wanted it, he was just said keep it, so we kept it. So this looked like a small book. It was only like what, 214 pages, which is not bad because it's actually smaller than the books that I usually read, which is like 375 pages or like 300 and above. So in real life, there's no reason for Anonymous, who for the sake of this story, I'll call a huge Carmichael. I was a friend with this person for a while before I learned about his other life. The real Hugh knows more than a thing or two about the weed business. He keeps rules. Okay, chill out. The Business of Drug Dealing tells the story of a hyper observant, politically minded, but humorlessly problematic weed dealer who spent a working life complying rules for how to make A, money, and B, avoid prison. Each rule shapes a chapter that's fast-paced, outlaw tale, all deserved in Hugh's deliciously trenchant argot. Oh my god. Here are a few of them. No guns, but keep shooters. Stay behind the guy. Don't switch. Always have a job. Be multi-source. Get your money and get out. Part edge of the seat suspense story. Part how to manually in the tradition of... I don't read biographies because I'm not the person to be like, not learned a lesson, but I just don't care for biographies. But I wanted to try something different, so I wanted to try reading this book. So this book, the rating that it got on Goodreads, oh what the heck, was 4.23 stars, which is 4.5 stars in my definition. Heck no, I did not like this book. There was like 13 chapters. There's like, oh my god, let me look this up. There's 17 chapters. I read it till chapter 13 because I was like, like I'm not really feeling this book, but maybe I should give it a chance. So I read this book up to chapter 13 and I was like, I don't like this book, and I literally have 4 more chapters so I could completely finish the book. But I don't like this book. I don't, it's just not my taste. So I gave it 2 stars out of 5 because I really didn't like this book. Like, once you read, like, you really have to enjoy, like, you get excited, you get pulled in to like read a book, and this book just didn't do it for me. But my cousin actually, I think she got this book. I think she's currently reading it. I would have to ask her, but she asked me if I would recommend it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it if you're not really into stuff like this. Genre is biographical fiction, which I'm not really sure about that. So tells the story of an anonymous, observant, politically minded weed dealer, explains the structure of how he makes money and avoids prison. Overall, I did not like this book, but it was good to explore genre, and that's what I was doing. Like, that's all I really can say about this book. But if you're interested into the business of drug dealing biography, this tells a story about his past and how he created these rules, and what was the reason why he created these rules. So if you're interested in reading about that, recommend this book. If you're not really interested in what I just said, don't read this book. The book that we've all been waiting for, so that way we could close up this video, that I think it's a little longer than I expected. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to... I'm butchering these people's last names. I'm so sorry. New York Times bestseller. Don't recommend it to people who are under 16, because if you're like 13 reading this, I'm very questionable, but okay. So this book, on Goodreads, 4.5 stars. I give it 5 stars. So this is actually the first mystery murder book, thriller book I've ever read. Alicia's life seemingly perfect. A famous painter married into a demanded fashion photographer. She lives in a grand house overlooking a park into London's most desirable areas. One evening, her husband, Gabriel, returns home late from work. Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face, then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turned into a domestic tragedy, something far grander, a mystery that captures the politic imagination and casts Alicia into notary. The price of her art skyrockets, and she, the silent patient, is hidden away from tabloids and spotlight at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in the North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk, unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband, takes him down a path more unexpected, more terrifying than he ever imagined. A search for the truth that threatens to consume him. Shocking, throughout provoking and deep twisted, The Silent Patient is a spellbinding psychological thriller about violence, obsession, and the dark side of passion. Which, yes, I definitely agree with this person who wrote that. I think this is a deeper, this shows the psychological dark side of passion when it comes to love. I definitely think that. I'm not saying everybody's gonna shoot their husband with freaking 5 bullets in the face. No. I just think that this book definitely showed a darker side into relationships, which I already knew about, but now that it's confirmed in a book, now I'm yeah, relationships are not meant for me. I'm good with books. This book is really dark. Some of it is very graphic. Some of it, I don't recommend it to kids under the age of 13. I recommend it to probably 17 or 18 and above. That's how graphic. And Goodreads rated it 4.5. I rated it 4.5 stars. I poked my eye with this eye, but I don't know why I closed this eye. Psychological thriller fiction. Woman named Alicia murders her husband, then becomes completely silent through a psychological treatment in which the Dr. Theo is obsessed with uncovering her motive. Right when you think you know who it is, the book proves you wrong. Unexpected plot twist at the end. I finished this book in the car when my mom picked me up from school, and I was I literally told her it was and I was and she was what are you talking about? And I was the book. 4.5 stars on Goodreads, 4.5 stars on my part. But The Silent Patient, do recommend it to people who are over 18. These were the 10 books I read in 2022. If I recommended all these books to you, do recommend it, do read it if you're not into books. Also, you guys have been texting me and DMing me on my Instagram to ask me what book I'm currently reading. So I'm not really sure about that. I actually haven't started reading in a little bit because I have been focusing on trying to edit so much. But I think I'm going to start reading a little bit. And one of the new books that I got, the book that I think I'm going to start reading is Anna and the French Kiss, because it sounds super interesting. And Anna and the French Kiss is by Stephanie Perkins. But I think I'm going to start reading this book tonight. Guys, it's featuring Gizele, Anna and the French Kiss. I actually finished it in a week. To update you guys on that book, I read Anna and the French Kiss. Good book. I'm so excited to read it, you have no idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this long video. Hopefully I'll edit it to be a little bit shorter, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. My first book video. I'm gonna try to continue a series because I honestly love books. I love reading. And hopefully you guys like this book video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had an amazing time. I know I did. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and please hit the bell for post notifications because I post randomly. But I hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you so much, and bye.
Baby, you are the one.
Now I gotta put Now I gotta put all those books away.